Ladies. Let me talk to the ladies just for a second. This is Chat with me, Linda B. Miss Linda B does a great job. If you ladies, if you spend any time, any kind of time on the internet, on your phone or whatever, perusing the internet, you definitely should have this channel as one of your favorites. Miss Linda B she brings the news. She goes, man, listen, this is a, she's bringing news. Malcolm X. Look what Malcolm X said. Hey, I'm trying to tell y'all, Democrats, that ain't what it do. But anyway, this is one of my favorite channels. You know, it's hard for me to talk to people that's not receiving. You know, that's gotten real old, you know, for me. So, you know, I stopped doing the lives and stuff. It was just throwing me off, man. They're putting a haze on my brain because the people that needed to hear that were telling me, nah, man, don't send me them lies and all. I'm like, man, I make sure that when I post something that it's the truth. And so does Miss Linda B. But anyway, I want you to check out what Malcolm X said. See, y'all just, yeah, we trying to, you know, I'm gonna be talking about. You know what? I'm gonna start talking to content creators on my show and start and stop talking to negative people, man, because that stuff is just getting on my nerve and they not listening. So I'm gonna start having conversations with people that's got good sense. MAGA. But anyway, this is one of my favorite channels, Miss Linda B. And she is giving us some information. Listen to what Malcolm X said about Democrats.
Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Black people who say they'll never vote Democrat ever again. I'm going to share you some clips with different people who say, know what? I don't want to be a conservative because the Democrats are lying to me, or they're never going to vote Democrat again. Or they're questioning things. Their mind is opening up. That's what we're looking at today. But before we get into it, don't forget to smash like, comment, share, subscribe, hit all notifications so you never miss the video. Stick around to the end. Also, follow me on my other social media platforms. On Twitter, follow me on Linda B Podcast, TikTok, and Instagram as Chat With Me, Linda B. And you can email me, chatwithmelinda@gmail.com. Now let's get into it. All right. So I've been noticing this trend, and I just believe it's a God thing, that God has his people's eyes being opened. We're tired of the constant lies from the left, and you get some lies from some bad Republicans as well. But when you get a real, true MAGA Republican, especially someone like our current president, Donald Trump, who will fight to the end, doesn't seem to be very soft. He's very hard nosed and just like old school. He got shot at and he gets up, fight. I mean, that was just like such an amazing moment. And I remember when Stephen A. Smith, who is a Kamala Harris supporter, which makes no sense because he spends all of his time, complaining about demon rats. He literally said Donald Trump just won the presidency. And that's exactly what happened. Because when God has something to be, it will be. And it doesn't matter who tries to get in the middle of it or who tries to stop it. What God has to be will be. It's just a fact. I mean, these people are going to run around and just tell on themselves. And you know what I think is really going to happen? Before I show these clips, I got to say this now. I believe the Democrats are probably going to start turning on each other, because that's usually how it goes. They stick together so well, it seems. But when it gets down to the nitty gritty and there's some real indictments and some real, you're about to take the perp walk, you're about to have handcuffs on you, they're going to start spilling the beans. And I really believe that there's something going on with this latest health diagnosis of Jim Crow Joe Biden, the former president.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, this one is for the ladies. If you don't understand the Democrats are lying and been lying, Look at Joe Biden. How you get aggressive cancer overnight? See, I keep telling y'all, the lies are coming from one side. How long? How many lies? Lies. All they do is lie. That's not hard to prove. That's real easy. You don't have to find but one lie. Lord have mercy.
I'm not talking about the dementia. I'm talking about the prostate scare. You know, they said it got all into his bones and everything. So this is a very simple test. And in my opinion, it could be, I'm saying alleged. I'm just going to say that word to cover myself. But this is just my opinion, that they're doing this to try and get rid of him. That's just my opinion, because he's about to start talking. I feel like they are afraid he's going to really start revealing things. I heard that he's got a book coming out, so they're trying to get ahead of it.
About some stuff himself, because I think they were doing things that Joe didn't even know about. Now, that's my opinion. Now, I agree with Miss Linda B. There's something going on for sure. But I think a lot of the things that went on the last 4 years, Joe has no idea, because I think they were telling him, man, hey man, you cool, everybody cool, everything doing everything. And he know nothing about nothing. I don't nobody, Joe is not that, couldn't have been that bad. But the people around him, man, them tater heads and, man, I'm telling you, them,
you're the one who put the present Democratic administration in Washington, D.C. The whites were evenly divided. It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes behind the Democrats that put the Democrats in the White House. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first and they put you last. Because you're a chump. A political chump. In Washington, D.C., in the House of Representatives, there are 257 who are Democrats. Only 177 are Republicans. In the Senate, there are 67 Democrats. Only 33 are Republicans. The party that you bash controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.
When I first announced my run for Congress, I had this random white woman, liberal, walk up to me and ask, well, what about you isn't Democrat? To which I responded, well, besides my skin color, what about me is Democrat? And it was at that very moment that she realized that God gave her enough common sense to ask me about my values. Now, don't get me wrong, I was raised to vote Democrat down the ballot. So when I first started, I would say things like, I'm a Republican, but I'm not a conservative. But now I know all too well, I am a full-fledged, hardcore conservative, and I'm proud of it. I mean, my favorite saying is I was born Black, not Democrat. But in all seriousness, whenever I began to think for myself politically, the choice was easy. I mean, why would I want to belong to a party whose mission is to infringe on the Second Amendment, as if a criminal would ever participate in something like a mandatory buyback? Why would I want to belong to and endorse a godless party? Because there is no such thing, and I mean no such thing, as a trans child. We have confused children and sick enabling adults. Why would I want to belong to a party that takes pride in shedding innocent blood? Number one, as if that's not what God hates, as if abortion clinics didn't start in the hood. Because if you think Trump is bad, you should research exactly who Margaret Sanger was. But speaking of the Black community, why would I want to belong to a party who's responsible for the foundation of the Triple K?
Young woman speaking facts. Now that clip is from like 2 months ago, so it's not a new clip, but I love it. Okay, and I think she's running for a congressional seat, I believe. Her name is Peyton Jackson. Okay, she's in politics, so you guys look her up, Peyton Jackson.
Can't touch this.
Real deal. Post that gal on the mic, Uncle Coon in the house. Dropping knowledge, speak truth, no room for doubt. From debates to celebs, we cover it all. Tune in, hit subscribe, you don't wanna miss the call. Real. Al Uncle Coon, bringing the heat. Every episode's fire, can't be beat. Hit that like, share the vibe. Join the fam, come along for the ride. Politics, pop culture, and everything between. Big Al's got the scoop, you know what I mean? From Harris to Trump, we break it down. Common sense talk, the best show around. Real. Al Uncle Coon, bringing the heat. Every episode's fire, can't be beat. Hit that like, share the vibe. Join the fam, come along for the ride. Cash App, show some love, support the grind. Big Al's on the rise, one of a kind. Uncle Coon Podcast, the place to be for real talk, real folks, and real TV. Real. Al Uncle Coon, bringing the heat. Every episode's fire, can't be beat. Hit that like, share the vibe. Join the fam, come along for the ride.